So I have no idea where the shirt came from. I was in a drawer of like old shirts looking for something to paint in, and I found this and I'm like, this is weird. It's not my colors like at all. It's not, but at that point, it's my logo. So I can't paint in it. So I'm wearing it today for you. That's it. That's the only story that I have for you today, which for some of you, you might be really happy about. But for others that enjoy my stories, I'm sorry that my only story today is not knowing where my shirt came from. So I'm going to tell you what the actual video is about in just a minute. But before I do, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things. And you are here for day 102 of 365 days of soap. You know, year 2, triple digits, again. It's still awesome. And we are doing a recipe day, and we are building on the soap paste recipe. Because weirdly, I get a lot of questions about this, and it's a process that I find very easy and fairly straightforward. But I do get questions, and so we are going to go ahead and do Cradle to Grave, a liquid soap from a soap paste. And as I said, I find this to be very easy. I think you will too, but I'm going to try and answer the questions that I've gotten over the years and I get right now involving liquid soaps and preservatives and dilution rates and all the things, you know, today in this video. So let's go there. Wow, I look a disaster right now, and I apologize for that. This is the damn season of stress, and the Soapprentice put an extra level of stress on an already busy season, and so, you know, it's all a thing. But first thing, whenever you are going to make any liquid soap, is going to be to test the pH of the soap paste that you're using. Now, the soap paste that we are using is actually about a month old at this point because we made that soap paste about a month ago. You remember? You remember that? Yeah. So that's real time. It's a month old. But in this instance, it's only about like 2 days old. I made all these videos at the exact same time. You're just getting them at different times. And so in order to test the pH, I showed it in the other video with the liquid soap paste from Cold Process, but same process. 1 gram of your soap paste to 99 grams of distilled water, dissolve it in the water, and then take either a proper pH testing meter thing, like I showed you in that liquid soap from Cold Process, or just a pH strip, just to make sure that the pH isn't weird and, you know, too high. Now, under normal circumstances, the pH of soap sits at what? Do you guys know? Do you guys know the pH of soap? This is a good question. Pause, put it down below, because it's a good one to know, right? Put it down in the comments. I think I've given you enough time at this point. Usually the pH of soap sits between 8 and 10. It's kind of hard to get it below 8 for reasons that we've talked about in FAQs and other weird testing things that we've done. Because once you try to get it to neutral, well, it now is no longer, it's all a thing. Anyway, so there is the solution. Everything has been dissolved. And then I'm just going to take a pH test strip to this to see what the pH is sitting at. And it's going to sit between 8 and 10, really. Yeah. All right. Good. We're good. It's green. Let's roll. Okay, now that we've tested the pH of the soap paste and we know that it's going to be good to go, it's not going to do any harm to the skin or be an irritant or all the jazz, this is very easy. Easy. This is a 1 part soap paste to 2 parts water. 1% fragrance, 1% preservative. Now, if you want a thicker soap, you take that ratio down. Go 1 to 1.5. Shit, go 1 to 1. See what happens there. If you want a thinner liquid soap, you bump it up. Go 1 to 2.5. Go 1 to 3. Whatever. Experiment with it. Have fun. And the preservative and the fragrance are both going to be determined by the total weight of your soap paste and your water together. And yeah, I have been asked a lot about, can you not use a preservative? No, yeah, I would use a preservative. This is a water-based. Effectively, this becomes a water-based recipe. You want to put a preservative in, even if you're just using it for personal use, just to ensure that nothing rots, because that's disgusting. You are then going to let this set up overnight, cover it with plastic wrap, and let it sit, let it do its thing. And tomorrow, all of the soap paste will be dissolved in the water, and we can just, do the thing and pour it into a container. Really, it's easy. Okay, so big questions I always get about this. First, can you speed up this process of the dissolving the paste into the water? Yes, you can. You can use warmed up distilled water. That's great. You can also, frantically mix it up with your little whisk thing. Also great. You can do all those things. Now, I just let this set up overnight because it can. And I'm going to add my preservative at 1% of this total batch weight. And for this one, it's a very small batch because I don't really use liquid soap for a whole lot of things. So I'm just making it to show you that it's cool and can be done. Is it? And it's easy. And a lot of people really like liquid soap. And for that, that's great. And with a soap paste, you can create this liquid soap to be a number of different things. It doesn't just have to be a hand soap at the sink, right? With a thicker version of this, you can also create a body wash. Now, 1 to 2, 1 part soap paste to 2 parts distilled water is kind of my sweet spot. I like that for the nice kind of, it's like a gel, and that's great. It has some weight to it, but also it's cool because you can put it through a foaming hand pump as well. So it kind of becomes a dual use. But if you don't want to put it through a hand pump, a consistency like this, a thickness like this, is great for a lot of things. But if you're wanting it to stand up like a body wash, I would take that ratio down and go, like, again, maybe a 1 to 1.5 or even a 1 to 1 to thicken up this particular liquid soap. And you could put, those cool bursting micro beads or those cocoa bursting beads that I saw on Brambleberry's website recently. You could do that too and create a really cool body wash. Me personally, I don't use body wash. I use bar soap. There's no liquid soap anywhere in my house. But, now there's gonna be, because I made this thing. And I am putting it in a foaming hand pump because the girls like foaming hand soap, and so this is going to be like the biggest, weirdest treat in the world for them. I like to make them happy when I can, and if it's this easy to make them happy, I'm going to do the thing, even though apparently my thing is broken. Love that for me. Cool. But look, it's foaming soap. Look how cool that looks. Isn't that great? Yeah, it's super foamy. It's super liquidy. It's super, all of the things. And it's easy. See how short this video is? It's freaking easy. Also, I don't know what kind of camera thing I was trying to go for with this. It's pretty gross. I don't super enjoy my thought process with this, or I guess what I was going for was a big fail. So, I apologize. Please just forgive me. That is a day 102 easy peasy liquid soap. And there it is, a super easy liquid soap from Soap Paste, and all of the questions hopefully answered. So that is very cool. And as you can see, I put it in a foaming container so you can get a nice foaming soap out of virtually any liquid soap that you make from Soap Paste. So that's excellent. But if you wanted to do just the regular pump, you could do that too. If you want a thicker soap, obviously put in less water. And for the preservatives, pay attention to the ratings within the preservatives. But for the most part, 1% of total batch weight, you're gonna be good to go, and make sure that there's no molding or beastlies or anything hanging out within your finished product. So there's that. I hope you guys had fun with today's recipe. I think you guys should make soap paste. I'm not done making things out of soap paste yet, so definitely make the soap paste, go back, do the thing, and we're going to continue to show you how versatile and fun it is, and it really expands your soapy knowledge, but also your soapy offerings. And also for the hobbyist, this is easy peasy way to get liquid soap, which is something I usually don't like. But if you do, you can have it at your house. All the things. Yes. Thank you for joining me for another round of 365 days of soap. Special thank you to all of my subscribers. You guys are excellent. Thanks for being my sudsers. I'm out of here for the day, but I will see you guys all again tomorrow for another round of soapy fun. Bye. Seriously, where did this shirt come from?